Your life breaks at 4 pressure points: your mouth, your mind, your mood, and your money. And if you fail to control even one, the world quietly takes command of all 4. Most people become slaves without chains because they speak without thinking, think without clarity, feel without discipline, and spend without strategy. Machiavelli understood this better than anyone. The person who cannot govern himself becomes an empty throne waiting for someone else to sit on it. But you didn't come here to be ruled. You came because you're done being predictable, emotional, and easily influenced. You want the power that makes people stop underestimating you. You want the calm that makes others nervous. You want the inner stability that forces respect. And that begins with ruthless self-control, the kind that makes you dangerous in silence and unstoppable in motion. Every step from here will show you how to break old habits, sharpen your presence, and master the 4 pillars that define whether you lead or get led. Before you move forward, seal your intention and comment this phrase below: I choose control over chaos. Say it with conviction, because from this moment on, your transformation has already begun. Number 2. Mastering the first layer of control. Control begins with your mouth because every unnecessary word you speak becomes a weapon someone else can use against you. People reveal their weaknesses not through their actions, but through their uncontrolled conversations, talking to impress, talking to fill silence, talking to feel important. Machiavelli warned that a person who speaks too freely is a person who exposes his vulnerabilities to predators. So you must learn the discipline of calculated speech. Say less, observe more, and let silence become your armor. When you speak, speak with intention, not impulse. When you answer, answer with precision, not emotion. And when you stay quiet, let the silence build curiosity instead of insecurity. The strong use silence to study the room. The weak use noise to hide their confusion. If someone pushes you, do not react with immediate words, because reaction is an admission of emotional debt. Pause, analyze, then respond from strength, not from instinct. Your mouth is often the gate through which your enemies enter, and the moment you shut that gate, you become unreadable. Now connect this to your mind. Every thought you allow grows into a behavior. Every behavior forms a habit, and every habit becomes your personal empire. If your mind is messy, your speech and decisions will be messy. That's why clarity is not a luxury. It is a requirement for power. Begin training your mind to slow down, dissect information, and separate emotion from interpretation. Most people think impulsively. You must think strategically. And when your mouth and mind work together in discipline, your mood becomes untouchable. No insult shakes you. No chaos moves you. No person can pull you into their emotional storm. The moment you master this triad, mouth, mind, and mood, you start controlling your money with the calm precision of a ruler. Because emotional spending ends, careless decisions vanish, and your finances begin to reflect your discipline. This is where true power forms, internal control that spills into every part of your external life. And once that control becomes consistent, your presence alone commands respect without you needing to ask for it. If you understand this foundation of dominance, comment this phrase below: control makes me powerful. Number 3, the mind, your internal throne of power. Your mind is the throne where every victory is planned and every defeat is born, and if you fail to govern it, someone else will. Most people walk through life with a mind that reacts instead of directs, absorbs instead of analyzes, obeys instead of commands. Machiavelli understood that the greatest rulers were not powerful because of armies or wealth. They were powerful because they mastered the battlefield inside their own skulls. Your mind must become a strategic weapon, not a chaotic echo chamber. This means controlling what you feed it, what you focus on, and what you allow to influence your inner world. Every thought is either sharpening you or weakening you, building your empire or sabotaging it. You must learn to starve the thoughts that drain you and strengthen the thoughts that build you. When a negative idea rises, You don't negotiate with it. You interrogate it. You break it down. You replace it with something stronger. Train your mind to pause before reacting, because the pause is where power lives. The pause separates the emotional man from the strategic man. Most people rush to respond because silence makes them uncomfortable, but your silence must become a throne from which you observe everything and reveal nothing. Discipline your attention, because where your focus goes, your fate follows. Stop letting distractions command you. Stop letting noise invade your clarity. Stop giving mental rent to people who contribute nothing to your life. When your mind becomes still, sharp, and strategically cold, your decisions will become lethal in their precision. And when your decisions rise in quality, your entire life shifts upward. Your habits, your relationships, your financial discipline, your emotional stability. Control the mind, and you control the path. Lose the mind, and you lose the kingdom. This is the point where true power sprouts, quietly but unshakably from the inside out. If you're ready to sharpen your mental throne and rise above the noise, comment this phrase below. My mind obeys me. Number 4. Mood. The discipline that separates kings from chaos. Your mood is the battlefield where most people lose before the fight even begins, because a man who cannot command his emotions becomes a puppet pulled by every passing moment. Machiavelli knew that power does not belong to the loudest or the strongest. It belongs to the one who stays composed when everyone else collapses. Your mood must become unshakable, not because life is easy, but because you refuse to be moved by anything that does not serve your path. The weak let emotions control their decisions. They explode when provoked, break when pressured, and retreat when discomfort rises. But you must become the opposite, a calm strategist in a world of panicked amateurs. When someone insults you, you do not react, you assess. When someone disrespects you, you do not rage, you reposition. When life hits you with unpredictability, you do not fall apart. You adapt with calculated coldness. Emotional control is not suppression. It is selection. You choose which emotions deserve expression, which deserve silence, and which deserve burial. Every outburst weakens your authority. Every moment of composure strengthens it. When you control your mood, you become unpredictable, and unpredictability is a form of power. People fear what they cannot read, and they respect what they cannot shake. Your calmness becomes a mirror exposing the instability of others. And here's the truth most people ignore. Your mood directly affects your money, your decisions, your opportunities, and your relationships. A controlled mood leads to controlled actions, and controlled actions build a controlled life. Your success will not come from motivation. It will come from emotional discipline, from the ability to stay focused while others are distracted, from the ability to stay logical while others drown in impulses, from the ability to remain grounded while others chase validation, drama, and chaos. When your mood becomes stable, your presence becomes magnetic. People sense your steadiness. They sense your restraint. They sense that you are not a man the world can easily push. This is the quiet power that bends situations in your favor without you raising your voice or losing your cool. If you're ready to master your emotional battlefield and rise above the turbulence, comment this phrase below. My calm is my power. Number 5. Money. The final mirror of self-control. Money is not just currency. It is a reflection of your discipline, your strategy, and your ability to govern yourself without emotional leakage. Machiavelli understood that wealth was never truly about gold or coins. It was about control. Control over your choices, control over your future, control over the doors that open only for the disciplined. Most people stay broke not because they lack opportunity, but because they lack internal order. They spend to feel better, they buy to impress strangers, they invest without thinking, and they chase shortcuts that end in deeper traps. You must do the opposite. You must treat money like a soldier in your empire. Every dollar must have a purpose, a direction, and a mission. Before you spend, ask whether it strengthens you or weakens you. Before you commit, Ask whether it brings long-term gain or temporary pleasure. Emotional spending is the enemy of power. Strategic spending is the seed of empire. Your financial decisions reveal your character more honestly than your words ever will. A man who cannot control his impulses destroys his own stability. A man who controls his impulses creates opportunities out of nothing. When you discipline your money, your life shifts because money amplifies whatever you already are. If you're unfocused, money will multiply your chaos. If you're disciplined, money will multiply your power. This is why mastering your mouth, your mind, and your mood always leads to mastering your money. They are all connected pillars of self-governance. When you stop speaking unnecessarily, you avoid unnecessary conflicts and wasted energy. When you gain clarity in your mind, you make decisions with precision instead of confusion. When your mood becomes stable, you stop making impulsive, emotion-driven choices. All of this funnels into financial strength. The calmer you are, the smarter you become with resources. The smarter you become, the more you attract. Wealth responds to structure, not wishful thinking. And remember this, real power isn't in the money you spend, it's in the money you keep, grow, and control. Your future is shaped not by your current bank balance, but by your habits, your discipline, and your ability to delay gratification in a world addicted to instant satisfaction. You must train yourself to think long-term, to invest in yourself, to build skills that compound, and to create systems that make money work for you instead of the other way around. The moment you master this, you rise above the masses living paycheck to impulse. You become strategic, you become untouchable, you become the architect of your own empire. If you're ready to build power from the ground up and command your financial life like a ruler, comment this phrase below. My discipline builds my wealth. Number 6, the 4 controls. Working together. The birth of an unbreakable identity. When your mouth, mind, mood, and money fall under one unified command, something rare happens. You stop living like a fragile individual reacting to the world, and you begin moving like a force that shapes it. This is the stage most people never reach because they try to fix their life in pieces, not realizing that true power comes from alignment. Machiavelli understood that a ruler with divided focus is a ruler destined for collapse. But a ruler with unified control becomes nearly impossible to overthrow. The same applies to you. When your mouth is disciplined, you stop exposing your intentions and weaknesses. You stop giving people the blueprint to manipulate you. When your mind is structured, you stop getting lost in confusion, overthinking, and emotional fog. You start thinking in straight lines instead of chaotic spirals. When your mood is stable, you stop letting people pull your strings, drain your energy, or push you into reactions that make you look weak. And when your money is controlled, you stop living a life of survival and start building a life of strategy. Each pillar strengthens the other, locking into place like armor plates on a warrior. The discipline of your mouth protects the clarity of your mind. The clarity of your mind protects the stability of your mood. The stability of your mood protects the power of your financial decisions. Everything supports everything. This is why the weak stay stuck. They upgrade one area and ignore the others. They build confidence but lack discipline. They gain intelligence but lack emotional control. They become calm but stay financially careless. They speak well but think poorly. They make money but lose themselves. And because nothing aligns, nothing lasts. But you are not here for temporary progress. You are here to build a state of inner power that cannot be shaken by insults, setbacks, loss, betrayal, pressure, or temptation. You are here to become internally fortified, controlled on every level, sharp in every environment, calm in every crisis, strategic in every decision. When all 4 controls merge, your presence changes. People sense something different about you. They feel your restraint. They feel your focus. They feel the weight of someone who does not crumble under emotion or get intoxicated by validation. They see a person who does not reveal too much, does not react too quickly, does not break too easily, and does not spend too foolishly. You become a man who carries himself like a kingdom, silent, structured, disciplined, and complete. And understand this, power is not loud, desperate, or chaotic. Power is quiet, intentional, and consistent. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to announce anything. You don't need to flex anything. Your control becomes your presence. Your discipline becomes your aura. Your restraint becomes your identity. You walk differently, think differently, choose differently, and live differently. Because when you control yourself, you have already won the battles others are still fighting. If you're ready to merge all 4 controls into one unshakable identity, comment this phrase below: I control every part of me. Number 7. The psychology of power. How control turns you into a silent threat. When you master your mouth, mind, mood, and money, you begin to develop a psychological presence that people cannot quite define but instinctively respect, because disciplined individuals radiate a silent tension that unsettles the undisciplined. This is the psychology of power, Machiavelli's deeper lesson that true dominance does not come from aggression, intimidation, or noise, but from the unspoken authority that grows inside a person who has nothing internal left to conquer. Most people walk around wearing their insecurities like loose clothing. They overshare, they overreact, they overspend, they overthink, and they overflow with emotion that spills into every decision. But when you gain real control, you become the opposite. You speak less, so people lean in. You think clearly, so people trust you. You react slowly, so people fear making the wrong move around you. You spend wisely, so people notice your stability. Your presence becomes heavier, sharper, and more intentional. Not because you try to appear powerful, but because your internal discipline naturally expresses itself without a single forced gesture. The more you control yourself, the more unpredictable you become to others, and unpredictability forces caution. When people cannot read your next move, they hesitate. When they hesitate, you gain leverage. This is one of the greatest advantages of internal mastery. It gives you strategic space. People tiptoe around you, choose their words carefully, and reveal far more than they intend while you reveal almost nothing. The undisciplined always expose themselves first. They react to tone, they react to silence, they react to minor provocations, and in reacting, they expose their emotional weak points. But you respond only when you choose to, and that shift alone places you above most people. Your silence becomes a psychological tool. Your stillness becomes a form of intimidation, and your restraint becomes a mirror that reflects everyone else's lack of control. When others lose their temper, you maintain your composure. When others ramble, you speak with precision. When others panic, you evaluate. When others chase impulse, you execute strategy. These differences accumulate into an aura of dominance that cannot be faked because it is built on real internal alignment. People begin seeking your approval without understanding why. They respect your boundaries without you needing to explain them. They trust your judgment because it is clearly not clouded by emotion, insecurity, or impulsiveness. They know you are not a slave to your moods, not a prisoner of your thoughts, not a victim of your habits, and not a hostage to financial chaos. This makes you rare, and rarity is a currency of power. The disciplined man becomes a psychological fortress, hard to provoke, impossible to manipulate, and difficult to decode. You stop being someone others can push, and you become someone they must plan around. And when you realize that most social conflicts, personal failures, and financial collapses are rooted in emotional impulsiveness, you start to understand why discipline separates the rulers from the ruled. Your power grows in subtle ways, in the way people speak to you, in the way they adjust their tone, in the way they avoid disrespect, in the way they take your presence seriously, in the way they assume you know more than you reveal, and in the way they think twice before bringing chaos into your space. That is the transformation you are building, moving from being easily influenced to becoming the one who quietly influences, from being emotionally predictable to emotionally unreadable, from being financially unstable to financially calculated, from being mentally scattered to mentally sharp, from being reactive to being strategic. Each layer of control strengthens the others, and the more aligned they become, the more you ascend without force, noise, or explanation. You evolve into a silent threat, the kind of person who doesn't need to announce their power because their discipline communicates everything for them. And once this psychological shift becomes your new normal, you stop chasing people, validation, money, or opportunities. They begin orbiting you instead. If you're ready to step into this higher level of internal dominance and silent power, comment this phrase below: "My discipline is my dominance." Number 8. The Machiavellian transformation. Rebuilding yourself into a controlled, strategic, unshakable force. The transformation you are stepping into is not a casual improvement or a quick upgrade. It is a complete reconstruction of who you are, how you think, how you react, how you move, and how you operate under pressure. Machiavelli believed that the strongest individuals were not born powerful. They were carved through discipline, sharpened through adversity, and refined through relentless self-control. This is the transformation you are building now. A life where your mouth no longer betrays you, your mind no longer sabotages you, your mood no longer weakens you, and your money no longer controls you. Most people wake up every day and live on autopilot, repeating the same emotional patterns, the same financial mistakes, the same impulsive reactions, the same self-destructive habits, wondering why nothing changes. But you are doing something different. You are stripping yourself down and rebuilding brick by brick. You're learning to speak less so your words gain weight. You're learning to think deeper so your decisions become sharper. You're learning to stay calm so pressure never exposes you. You're learning to discipline your money so your future becomes predictable instead of chaotic. And as these pieces click into place, something extraordinary happens. You stop being the person who bends for circumstances, and you become the person who bends circumstances for your own advantage. This transformation is not external, it's internal. People may not see it happening at first. They won't know why your energy feels different, why their old tactics don't work anymore, why your silence suddenly intimidates them, why your presence feels heavier and more controlled. They won't understand how you develop the ability to stay stable while they unravel at the slightest inconvenience, or why your decisions seem calculated instead of reactive. They won't understand because they're still ruled by chaos, while you've chosen clarity. They're still driven by emotion, while you've chosen strategy. They're still wasting time and money, while you've chosen discipline. Machiavelli taught that control over oneself creates an invisible authority that radiates without effort, and that is exactly what you are constructing. You are becoming the kind of person people cannot manipulate because you see through their intentions. You are becoming the kind of person who cannot be provoked because your mood remains steady. You are becoming the kind of person who cannot be rushed because your mind is calm and your decisions are deliberate. You are becoming the kind of person who cannot be distracted because your goals are locked in. You are becoming the kind of person who rises quietly while others fall loudly. And the deeper this transformation roots itself inside you, the more your life begins to shift outwardly. Your relationships become healthier because you're no longer moved by emotional games. Your priorities become clearer because your mind is no longer cluttered. Your opportunities increase because people trust a person who is consistent, calm, and calculated. Your finances grow because you're no longer driven by impulse, but by vision. Your days feel sharper, your decisions feel stronger, and your presence feels heavier. You begin to live with intention, neither rushing nor dragging, neither overreacting nor underperforming. You live with balance, precision, and internal authority. This is not an overnight transformation. This is war. War against your old habits, old impulses, old reactions, old weaknesses. And every day you make a disciplined choice, you win a battle. Every time you choose silence over unnecessary words, you win. Every time you choose strategy over emotion, you win. Every time you choose calm over chaos, you win. Every time you choose long-term gain over short-term pleasure, you win. These small victories stack and eventually they turn into a new identity, one that cannot be manipulated, shaken, or controlled by anyone. This is your Machiavellian ascent, slow, intentional, intelligent, powerful. Transformation is not about becoming someone else. It's about becoming who you should have been had you not been chained by impulses, emotions, and external noise. You are evolving into that person now, more focused, more stable, more disciplined, more strategic, and more unstoppable. If you're ready to fully embrace this transformation and step into the highest version of your controlled and powerful self, comment this phrase below: I am rebuilding myself with power. Number 9. Living with discipline. How daily control turns into lifelong power. Discipline is not something you practice only when life feels heavy. It is something you breathe, something you walk with, something you carry into every moment, whether someone is watching you or not. Machiavelli taught that the foundation of all power lies in consistency, and the truth is simple. The man who controls his small decisions eventually controls his entire destiny. Most people lose because their discipline is inconsistent. They stay strong one day, then collapse the next. They silence their mouth today and overshare tomorrow. They think strategically today and emotionally tomorrow. They save money today and waste it tomorrow. Their mood is calm one hour and chaotic the next. This inconsistency is the death of power. But when you commit to daily discipline, when you train yourself to show up even when you're tired, calm yourself even when you're provoked, restrain yourself even when you're tempted, and focus even when you're surrounded by distraction, your entire identity transforms. The power you seek is not built in grand moments. It is built in the quiet choices that no one sees. Every time you choose to bite your tongue instead of reacting, you add a stone to your fortress. Every time you choose to think instead of rush, you sharpen your mind. Every time you stay calm when others lose control, you tighten your grip on your emotional throne. Every time you save or invest instead of spending impulsively, you strengthen your future. These small choices compound, and their weight becomes visible in how you walk, how you speak, how you decide, how you hold yourself, and how you face your problems. Discipline is the only guarantee of long-term power because it builds the one thing no one can take from you: self-respect. When you know you can trust yourself, when you know you can control yourself, when you know you can depend on yourself, you stop seeking validation, approval, or guidance from people who are less stable than you. You become internally sufficient. And when you become internally sufficient, you operate from strength, not need. That is why discipline is dangerous, not to you, but to everyone who hoped you would stay weak, predictable, and easy to control. Once your discipline becomes your default, life stops happening to you. Instead, you start shaping your own environment. Your relationships get better because you stop tolerating disrespect. Your opportunities grow because consistency makes you reliable. Your financial life stabilizes because discipline creates structure. Your mind gets sharper because you no longer drown in emotional noise. And your mood becomes unshakable because you've trained yourself to remain steady even in the face of chaos. Daily discipline turns into lifelong authority. You become the type of person whose presence shifts a room, not because you try to appear powerful, but because your self-control radiates through every gesture. You walk slower, you speak clearer, you think deeper, you react less, you choose smarter, you endure more. You become the kind of man who is not shaken by storms, not seduced by distractions, not influenced by opinions, and not broken by pressure. You develop the quiet, heavy, stable presence of someone who is internally anchored. People feel this even if they don't understand it. They respect it even if they never say it. They adjust themselves around you because your standard becomes a mirror for their lack of control. You no longer chase anything, whether it's validation, opportunity, or approval, because discipline has already made you magnetic. The world begins to react to you. That is the reward of daily control. Not applause, not attention, not temporary wins, but something far greater: permanent personal power, rooted so deeply inside you that no insult, no failure, no loss, no betrayal, no financial setback, and no emotional turbulence can shake it loose. This is how discipline becomes your lifelong weapon, not through loud declarations, but through quiet, relentless consistency. If you're ready to live with this level of daily discipline and build lifelong power from it, comment this phrase below: "My discipline shapes my destiny." Number 10. Becoming untouchable, the final stage of self-mastery. The final stage of this journey is not loud, dramatic, or flashy. It is quiet, steady, and dangerously subtle. You reach a point where you no longer need to prove anything to anyone because your control speaks louder than your words ever could. Machiavelli understood that the greatest form of power is not domination over others, but unshakable command over yourself. When you master your mouth, no one can twist your words or use them against you. When you master your mind, no circumstance can confuse you or pull you off your path. When you master your mood, no insult, no rejection, no disrespect can drag you into emotional chaos. When you master your money, no financial storm can break your stability. This is what it means to become untouchable. You move through life with a calm heaviness, a presence that says you are not a man who bends easily, reacts foolishly, or loses control under pressure. You start choosing silence over arguments, clarity over confusion, purpose over pleasure, and long-term strength over short-term comfort. People begin to notice. They adjust their tone around you. They think twice before disrespecting you. They feel the difference between your discipline and their own instability. But the real change is internal. You trust yourself in ways you never did before. You feel grounded, deliberate, and focused. You stop chasing validation because you finally see that external approval is nothing compared to internal authority. You stop running from challenges because you are no longer afraid of who you become under pressure. You stop losing yourself in emotions because you've learned to sit in discomfort without collapsing. This final stage is not about becoming perfect, it is about becoming powerful enough that no noise, distraction, or manipulation can derail you. You start living with intention, moving with intelligence, and thinking with precision. You carry yourself like someone who knows exactly who he is and exactly where he is going. That is the ultimate form of power, and once you reach that